Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is Eduard speaking. Well, welcome to the first breakfast call of this year, 2020. Thank you for joining us today. Well, before we start the call, I would like, on behalf of the entire European team, I would like to wish you a very happy New Year 2020. I wish you a lot of success. I wish you a lot of happiness. And of course, I wish you a lot of prosperity for this new year and even for this new decade. So the agenda of today, you are now used to it, the tool of the month. So for the month of January, for today, this is quite easy. This is one of the last chance to hear about our 2020 European Conference and Envision. And I would like to share with you some highlights of what you can expect in Lyon at the end of this month. After this, you will have the pleasure to hear from my colleague, Shaolin Demay. Shaolin joined ASEA in November 2019, and she's our business development manager for ASEA in Europe. So Shaolin will share with you, well, of course, who she is, but also what she's doing here at ASEA and the potential in multi-level marketing within the ethnic communities. We also have the privilege today to have with us our triple diamond, David He. So David, thank you very much for joining us today and for sharing your knowledge with us. Well, David is one of the best examples of an ASEA activity across borders, and he's also one of the best examples of the global opportunity which can be offered with ASEA. So you will hear from Shaolin and from David in a minute. But as I said before this, I would like to share some last words with you with regards to our event in Lyon. So if you're not registered yet, I said this is your last chance. So a small reminder, quick reminder about the date. The event will take place from the 31st of January until the 2nd of February. So Friday to Sunday. So why should you come to this event? Well, one of the biggest reasons, and this will be our highlight from our corporate side, will be the launch of our new product, the launch of Omega. Well, some of you who attended the convention in Las Vegas in September last year might already have heard about Omega. I know it's time to launch in Europe, and Lyon will be the first time where you will hear about Omega in Europe. And we will have two scientific experts with us. So the first person is working for ASEA. His name is Dr. Nico Racek. He's our Senior Director of Global Regulatory Affairs, and he participates actively to elaborate Omega. So he's one of the best specialists for this product. And the second person is a special guest. He will come from Italy. His name is Dr. Roberto Volpi. He's an MD. He's very famous in the world of nutrition. And in Lyon, you will have the possibility to talk to him directly. So you will have the possibility to ask him questions and to have your questions answered on site directly. So this is another good reason to book your ticket for this event in Lyon if you're not done it already. Some other reason why you can't miss this event. Well, as you know, ASEA was launched in the USA in 2010. So this means 2020 will be our 10 years anniversary. So we will start celebrating the 10 years of the ASEA opportunity in Lyon, and this will continue within the year in all our region. But the first event where we will celebrate this anniversary will be in Lyon because we are the first one globally. So this is a very important milestone for the company, especially because, to give you one figure, we closed the year 2019 in Europe with almost 25% growth, which is phenomenal to me, and this is all thanks to you. So you will of course get more detail in Lyon about the achievement in 2019. but also more important, we will show you what is coming in 2020 and what is our strategy for 2020 here in Europe. Of course, we want to recognize you for your achievement. You will have the possibility, of course, to hear from Tyler about the Asia ethos. So this will take place on the Friday afternoon, but also about the Asia culture and the Asia opportunities. We will have many, many international and European leaders on stage, so you will also learn from them. And David is not only with us today on the call, but he will also be on stage in Lyon at the end of the month. Our new incentive trip, many of you did qualify for our trip in South Africa, as well as our trip in Finland a couple of weeks ago. And guess what? We will reveal the next destination on stage in Lyon, so you cannot miss this. So after South Africa, after Finland, we will travel to another place, and this will be announced on stage. And of course, the most important, I believe, is this event. Give you the possibility to meet, to network, and of course to have fun with all the associates from all across Europe. I say Europe here, but we even have registration from all over the world. We have people coming from the United States. We have people coming from Australia. We even have people coming from New Zealand. So this will be a very, very international event. So that's it from my part. I just wanted to share this with you. I hope to see all of you very soon in Lyon. We still have some tickets available, so please reach out to your team, invite your prospect for Lyon. This is a very good occasion for them, and this kind of event is a very good start for another activity. And with those words, I would like to thank you, and I will hand over to my colleague Shaolin Demay.
Yes, good morning, everyone. So my name is Shaolin. Actually, today it is my first time to join the breakfast call, so I feel also very much privileged. So thank you for attending this morning with all of you. And I'm going to share my script because I prepared also some words to be able to share with you today. So let's go. So before everything, just take a few minutes to introduce you my short bio. So actually, I live in France, Paris, and I started my career from a retail-based business, and I was specialized in international business expansion, and also is specialized in international partnership building over different regions, such as Asia, such as Middle East, and also a very short part of Africa, always in multinational companies. And starting from 2015, I joined the direct selling business, and I was served as key account manager and marketing business manager for several leading companies within this industry in France. So starting from last year, by the end of last year, I was really happy to be part of ASEA teams in Europe. So my role is to expand, to develop the business over Europe, especially within the technical communities. And as my part, I think I'm quite strong on communication with different people, and especially people from different cultures. And I'm also quite good at sales figures analysis and at associate management as well as the planification of strategies with leaders from different continents. So I think I hope that my expertise could be an additional weapon for reinforce the power of ASEA over Europe. And of course, I speak French, English, and Mandarin. And just a very quick view for you to learn about how big the Asian population is in Europe. And as you can see here, in terms of number, the Chinese population over Europe, we have quite much, 2 million more or less within those countries, especially in UK, in France. And I would also say that starting from several years ago, also the immigration from China reached to Portugal and to Spain and Italy. So those countries actually are our target to introduce ASEA business to. We have also a quite big number of people from Philippines. So as you can see here, 1 million about Filipinos, and they are principally based in France, Italy, UK, Germany, and Spain. So from the numbers perspective, we can already see a big potential within those people, those communities. Okay, Chinese, that it doesn't mean that Chinese from China only, because Chinese can be extended to many markets. I would say Chinese-speaking markets. With the opening of ASEA over Asia area, I believe that those opening will ease your business grow even in Europe, because if you approach people from communities in Europe, so people may already aware about ASEAN business thanks to their connection with their country of origin. So I believe that the way that ASEA today is established in Asia would be a very good help for us in Europe to grow the business. And the Chinese, of course, many coming from mainland, but also Chinese could also come from Taiwan, from Hong Kong, and we have also very big number Chinese in Malaysia, in Singapore, etc. So those are the markets where ASEA has already opened. And things to know, how to deal with Asian people. Okay. I would say we have a lot of advantages, and we have also some shortcomings. So here I list four things to know. And as direct selling is a booming industry in China, also it's booming industry among Mandarin-speaking countries. So people from those communities are more or less aware about this industry, so easy for us to approach. People from communities are normally hungry to get success, so the direct selling could be one of paths for them to achieve this goal. And thanks to the practice of Chinese traditional medicine, so the Chinese, they are used to consider the healthy products to get their health good. So healthy products are quite famous also among these communities. They might already misled by other direct selling business, or might try but failed. So some people, they could be disappointed about this industry. So I would say this could something, let's say, inconvenient from that community. But we have already a lot of advantage. So still very easy, or let's say lots of potential for us sitting in Europe to approach this community. My role. What are my principal roles, my key roles? I list a few of them. Of course, my role is to cooperate with global leaders such as David He, who will give you a short speech about his story in a short minute, who are doing, or global leaders who are planning to come to Europe to grow their business together with ASEA Europe. I'm doing daily follow-up for the key accounts today already. And my role is also be the bridge for you as European associates or corporate with people from communities to always float the communication between us in either way, provide with a timely communication or provide with tailor-made support. So those are my key roles within team here. And I think that's all. So the next guest speaker, I think we have a lot of honor to have David today with us. So David, her triple diamond exclusive from Australia. He joined ASEA 2 years ago even, and qualified for diamond very shortly, 11 months right after the enrollment. And triple diamond in 2018 in August, and his business is already expanded from Australia to New Zealand to Singapore, to Malaysia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and today Europe. So let's listen to him to know why he had chosen Europe and how does he do today for European markets. So let's have a warm round of applause for David He.
Oh, hello guys. Hi everybody. I don't know if you can, I think you're able to hear me. Good morning, Europe. Yes, I'm super excited to be on this Zoom call with all the European friends and ASEA family. This is actually my first breakfast call with the European team. I'm super excited, as I said. Yeah, so I hope everybody had a good sleep, and it's a brand new day over there in Europe, and I'm actually currently in Australia. I just finished Malaysia and Singapore tour for ASEA. We did quite a few events in Malaysia. I just got back yesterday, so it's lucky there's no jet lag. So yeah, so thanks very much for ASEA European team and York and his team, everybody, Chloe, to invite me on this breakfast call. Just want to share a little bit my stories, my experience of ASEA. So as Chloe showed on these slides, I joined ASEA 2017, and for me it was quite odd. It was a very odd chance that I actually joined ASEA, and I think many of you might heard the story, my story in convention last year already, and I was literally recruited by my upline leader Richard at the inside the shopping center. Yes, and that was just 3 years ago, and 3 years later, here I am sitting here and talking to everybody. I'm just gonna adjust a little bit better. Yeah, so I live in Melbourne. I originally from Shanghai, and been Australia for almost 30 years. This is my 30th year. I did a number of different business before coming to ASEA. And before that, I was actually a dancer. For the past 10 years before I joined ASEA, I had a cafe business, and it wasn't run very well. And I lost a lot of money and a lot of time. So I was actually kind of in a transitional time frame when luckily Richard kind of tapped on my shoulder, approached me about this opportunity. Then, from that day onwards, I didn't really I just didn't look back, and it was one of the best business and the best opportunity happened to me. So I really appreciate everything that I can be achieved today in ASEA. So in terms of Europe, and I think Chloe asked me like why I choose Europe. Well, you know, sometimes you choose, you choose something that not necessarily you choose somebody that actually was something that choose you. So I was contacted by some friends from YouTube, and they saw the YouTube of my channels and they liked it, and they start want to ask more questions about ASEA. That's how I started my very first person in Europe, and that was just as little as I think it was about 5 months ago in August. And since then, the team has grown quite good over there. We have produced 1 gold and a couple of bronze. You know, and in this business, I want to share a little bit with European friends that, you know, you might think for Asian people will be easier for doing business, but I can actually tell you a secret. Now, it's actually just as difficult as anybody else to build business, even if you're Asian. It does actually, it takes quite a bit of work. One challenge that we found in Europe is that everybody's spread out really in different countries, and for us to approach leaders, then it would take us a lot of coordinations and a lot of organizing to effort to actually doing the in Europe. But I really enjoyed it. I was in Europe about 2 months, 2 months ago, and this is the first time I actually went to Portugal. So I went to Spain. This is my very first time into these two countries. I just enjoyed it. I really love the market. People, the market over there, I think it's a very hot market, and a lot of people, a lot of Asian people there. As Chloe just said, there's almost 2 million Chinese people there. And you know, sometimes I said to my team, you don't have to. I know everybody is going to Asia to do ASEA now. It's a very hot market down there, but you know, and sometimes you just think about it. You don't really need to go to you know, you don't really need to go to Asia to actually do Asian market, because thanks to things like these and things like, you know, iPad and thanks to this great back office that ASEA has developed, that allowed us to actually penetrate certain market without actually physically there. You know, think tools like Zoom, YouTube. There's a lot of things that around us that can actually give us a lot of flexibility to expand the business in Europe. I think likewise for you guys. I think for you is also, if you kind of know how to utilize the resource around you. I usually just tell people, I get quite a bit of inquiry from a different team that people ask, oh, you know, how do you penetrate into, like, you know, the Asian market? I say, well, you know, there's the places called, you know, Little Chinatown. There's a place called Little Korea. There's a place called Little India. You know, you can actually just go there and just, you know, meet people. I mean, you know, when you meet people, not necessarily you actually want to sign them up, because that's not how it works. Just go there meeting people. Like, you know, I love to meet different cultures, background people, because that's very interesting, and you learn their story. I think the most important thing for me in Europe is I love to know different ethnic groups' culture, and you know, and if you're interested in their culture, and they will be interested in whatever you want to approach, but you know, you don't want to walk backwards, other way around, which is you try to approach them with some product and opportunity. That's very hard for somebody that that you never met or whatever to kind of open a conversation like that. But yeah, this is one little suggestion that for everybody, if you want kind of, you know, just I would just suggest people go somewhere where there's a lot of Asian people. You know, there's not, you know, I actually just came back from Malaysia for 2 weeks, and I wasn't my direct sponsor Malaysian team. It was my downline, is under my, probably about my 3rd and 4th level. And I would love to open some of my direct lines for Malaysia. That's what I thought before I went there. So I went, you know, in Melbourne and Sydney, I started meeting Malaysian people. I started talking to them. I said, look, is it possible, any chance that you might have, I know you might not be interested in the product opportunity, but do you think you have somebody there, some relatives that might interest into health and financial opportunity. I mean, these two are the very, very, I think probably the only things that in our life that almost no one wants to reject you. You know, if you, I don't think anybody wants to be unhealthy and unfinancial, system. So yeah, that's how I started, and I met a few people over there. The new people in Malaysia, start talking to them. Of course, I had my team there. So that's what we do in Europe as well. So since in one thing I think very common between Australia and Europe is they are very, very based on migrations. So there's a lot of immigrants. When you have a lot of immigrants, I think people don't see the opportunities. The opportunity of you can spread out this message and spread out this seed to almost everywhere you want in worldwide. I mean, you got especially in France. I think that there's so many different culture and ethnic group in France, and I'm going to be there in at end of January, which is a couple of weeks away, and I'm really super excited. And I just want to go there and talk to people that in Lyon. I don't know. I don't know how to speak French. I'm just going to learn some French there with some locals, and and just to see the different people and get to know them. I think this is one big part that you want to put into your mind, that when you actually do network, when you do the network marketing businesses, let's have a little bit of fun. Don't try to focus so much on the product, on the team, and everybody gets very stressed. I think it's put a little bit of fun in your team, talking to different people, maybe organize a little trip with your team to Chinatown and just challenge yourself. Lately, I just post on the 10 challenges for being a leader. I think it was the day 2 challenge, which is I challenge everybody, all the leaders in my team, talk to 2 strange person, share with the product, and I actually did. I actually over my target, I actually end up talking to about 4 people that day. I'm planning to do that in Europe as well. I think it's just fun you need to bring a bit of fun into your business, into your team. It's not just about grow the teams, having trainings, and training is very important, but I think if you kind of mix up the fun and the training and plus this great product, I think it's going to be a hell of opportunities in Europe. The doors, I think the doors just opened for us. I think everybody feel that Europe is being open for few years. We have done a lot of work here, but this business, we all at just very beginning of something really, really huge. And 2020 super exciting ahead of us. I think for my perspective, I'm going to be spend quite a bit of time in Europe to build up my team and to actually just learn from the European team as well. Just to get to know what it takes to. I think sometimes it's a little bit challenging. Sometimes some challenges are really good for us. One of my challenge for 2020 is I want to build up a very solid a team, and with a diamond leader in there. This is one of my challenges. It's quite far. I can tell you it's not as close as I thought, but somehow you have to set a goal for 2020. Otherwise, we're just wasting. Before we realize, we're just going to waste an entire year. Then when you set up the goal, you're just going to walk backwards. I usually separate into very, very little segment until it's a daily task. It's a daily task business. A lot of people say that, I can't do this every day. I say no, that's not true. If you don't think about, you have to plan really far, but don't think too far. Just every day take half an hour, 15 minutes to do this business. That's all you need to start with, and then within 12 months and 18 months, you'll realize how far you can actually travel just by doing 15 half an hour a day. So I don't know. That's what my plan is. Hopefully I can just you know, even I think I talked to a lot of diamonds in the ASEA as well. I realized, you know, all diamonds has their own challenges. So it's not one of those things when you were bronze, you're thinking, oh, you know what, I can rest once I become a diamond. And, you know, I'll often tell my downlines, you know, trust me, you won't rest when you become a diamond, because there's going to be more people in the team, and you start doing this and you're becoming more fun than ever. And you just want to change people's life, whether on the health or financial aspect. You can really change some people's life, and they're going to turn around, say to you, you know, thank you. And that's worth a lot to me. You know, along the way, you're going to meet some people that complain to you and they might quit. That's very normal. I think that's just, it is very normal. It's not don't get upset with that, and just learn from the you know, the whole thing. Look into different aspect of the situation. What can you improve? What have you done that didn't work out? I said to a lot of people that if you can't actually okay, when you approach somebody with the products, I mean, if that person doesn't believe you or whatever, it's not his fault. It's, you know, he or she never saw the product. So usually is the person who approach that you haven't done enough work on yourself. Allow yourself to become a better person. You know, if you are constantly try to improve yourself, the more you improve yourself, the bigger heart you get. And when you get bigger heart, then people can feel, and people can actually just naturally, people just attract you. People just believe what you said. So this is really one thing I think, you know, today's one advice to everybody is to 2020 is the time to really to work on yourself, because once you work on yourself, you don't need to worry about anything. That's one thing I really loved about ASEA business is you literally don't have to worry about the product side. I mean, you know, if you look behind me, there's all this product on the shelf. You don't need to worry about anything of this, because everything has been taken care of by company. You know, that's why you do network marketing businesses, because you don't have to actually stress about the product. There's an amazing product there called ASEA, and all you need to do is to work on yourself. And if you work on yourself, and your business will grow, and I guarantee your business will grow. A lot of people don't understand about network marketing business. They always think that network marketing business is about to go outside and talk to people. Yes, to go outside, talk to people is one very important thing. But if you don't grow yourself to becoming a better leader, to becoming a better understanding of how this ASEA works, and how to build a team, how compensation works, then throughout the conversation that people can actually feel, and people just not interested to what is behind you. Yeah, so work on yourself. This is one thing that I'm looking for to work with everybody in Europe as well. So if you see me in a convention, you're most welcome to grab me. You can ask me any questions. I'd be very honest to answer you. This is one thing I can be sure. You know, I think for another important part of this business is you really need to kind of tell yourself the truth. Okay, you have to tell your team the truth, because there's too many. I think I you know, I'm not like in this business. I've never done network marketing business, but this is my third year. But I think I work a lot on myself. That I realize many of us that usually sugarcoat the business, and there's, you know, in this business there's no sugarcoating, and you know, there's a lot of you know, persistent works, and it's just day after day works, and there's, you know, your reward is great. I had a downline today, and she was very, very excited because she got paid, like, you know, for the first time with like $4,000 Australian dollar over for the last week commission, and she was super excited, and she was like, wow, I didn't know you can actually earn that kind of money. I say, well, you know, you work pretty hard for the past 3 months, and you actually believe yourself. This is one thing you have to believe ASEA. You have to really believe yourself. And, you know, this is only 2 beliefs you have to hold up. And if you do that, and one day you're going to open up your back office, you're going to see a very, very large number in your back office showed up. And, you know, you will not actually regret it and of all these setbacks you've been through, because then you know your reward is very big. You get rewarded by people calling you up and send you texts, you know, that product just helped my mom or my brother, my sister-in-law, my father-in-law's health. And people will send you, like, you know, New Year's message says, you know, thank God that, you know, we bought ASEA, and you let us know this message and this great company about of ASEA, and it really changed, you know, our family's life. You get texts like that, and that's one of the reasons that it's going to be pushing you forward every day. You know, and this is why, you know, when we talk about why, I think this is really, really, really important. Is when you actually do something, everybody knows, you know, everybody these days going to ask you why, you know, why you do this, why. A lot of people, I don't think a lot of people know why they do it, and people just say, oh, you know, I just want more money. I usually say, yeah, of course you want more money, but what money brings? You know, if you got like a $10 million in your bank, and if you can't actually get off your hospital bed, that $10 million means nothing to you. It's just like paper or numbers in the bank account. So you really have to go deep down and keep going, ask until probably the 6th or the 7th why, to realize what is the your true motivation, why that prepare you forward every day to light you up and light other people up. So, you know, I had a training with one of the lady in Malaysia, and she said, oh, I just want to have more money. I said, well, tell me why you want more money. She said, oh, so I can spend. I said, well, you're going to tell me where you want to spend it. And she said, I haven't been travel around the world. And then she said, I want to travel around the world. Okay. So I said, why you want to travel around the world? Okay. She said, that because I want to see the world. Okay. I said, why you want to see the world? She said, that makes me feel better, to make her feel her life is complete. Well, I think that's pretty deep. Why I think you have to remember that every time you had a setbacks, everything, and ask yourself, do you still want to complete your life as you promised yourself? This is the most important thing. And it really, I think you really switch her around, and from here, and she suddenly went other way. She said, oh, thanks, David. She said, you know, this is completely different, you know, aspect. She never thought about that. Her mind was open, and she's on different, you know, once you cross the line, once you're on the different side of the river, when you look back, you just like, you know, everything you go through is pretty small. If you can find a very, very big why, you know, usually it's not here, and usually it's about in here. Okay. So when you find a why in here, then everything becomes very, very small, and everything become quite easy. Simple, very simple, but not easy. You just have to go do that, a lot of things every day. So this is one thing that hopefully by end of this breakfast call, I can let everybody knows that, you know, work on your whys, go out and meet a lot of people just for fun. Just get to know their cultures. If you want to open the Asian market, go to, you know, you don't have to go to Asia. Go to different ethnical areas where they hang out. Get to know people. All you need to know is just a few people to start with and hang out with them. And third is to actually face yourself. You know, don't sugarcoat. I think anything that you think it's going to help you. There's no sugarcoating. You just have to tell yourself. As I said, I often tell my my team that this business is the simplest business you can do, but it is very, very hard to achieve. Why it is simple? Because you do repeat things every day. Even you're becoming a diamond, triple diamond, ambassador diamond, presentation diamond, we do the same thing every day. I literally do the same thing when I was in bronze. You know, I do exactly the same thing. I get up, I start work on my social medias, text my team leaders, I start calling some of the key peoples, then I start looking at my prospect, I start talking to at least 2 people. I still try to talk to 2 people a day about, you know, not about product, but generally just connect with them, that people that haven't connected for a long time. Then I start doing some training materials, then start trainings. Then that's just 4, 5, 6 things. You just keep self-growth. So this is like the 6 kind of 7 things you just keep doing every day. you know, and once you get into habit, everything becoming, you know, it is simple, but a lot of people can't, you know, a lot of people just can't do it. Okay, because when you get to the 3rd and the 4th month, you're going to start thinking, oh, you know, I can take maybe a day off, 2 days off, 3 days off, before you know it, and that's going to be the end of your, I see a career, because you're like, oh, you know, I just can't do this business. And I get that. We get that kind of text every day, and it's very, very normal. I think don't panic if you think if you have that kind of thought that, okay, I'll you know, I just can't do it. I can't be a diamond. It's going to take me, it's too much effort, and you know, and it's okay. I often tell people, it is okay to be vulnerable, and it's okay to actually think that you can't do it. It's not, you know, life sometimes doesn't happen like, you know, you just get up in the morning and look at the mirror and say it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine, and your day is going to be fine. You know, 99% of days we know it's not going to be fine, but that's okay. You just, you know, you just have to reset at the end of the night, regroup yourself, and you know, think about what you did today. Maybe don't think too far, and just think about, you know, what can you do tomorrow morning? You know, what just lasts a bit of time. So yeah, work on the simple things every day, and push yourself, sustainable, you know, and persistence is really, really the key. You know, consistency and persistence are the 2 main things that I think all leaders need. So yeah, I think I don't know how long I have. I think I have been spoke quite long enough. I don't know if Chloe's still there. I can stay online for a little bit. If you have any questions, you for more minutes. Online. No questions? Nobody got any questions about business or product? I can, if you want to know anything about the products, I'm more happy to answer some of the questions about the product. Oh, hey, Chloe. I can't hear you. Your mic is off.
No, okay. my microphone is off, but I'm following your speech, which is extremely very, very interesting. And thank you so much for your sharing, and also let us know a lot about your best practice. And yes, I'm not sure if someone has questions, because we are here to maybe answer some questions for a few minutes. And
yeah. I think everybody's still probably not waking up yet. They're very shy. No. You know, I think people. I think everybody's get up kind of 9:30ish, and everybody just enjoying the morning sleep and wake up.
Yes, and in Europe, you know, most of the time in winter, the weather is not such sunny, so so it brings the darkness, especially to my room.
Today we have actually
Right. What is the best way
we got some very
into the other countries?
a bit unstable right now.
Yes, the connection is not stable enough, and yes. So the question, we have one question here. What could be the best way to expand the business into other countries? So I'm wondering, before going out of country, how about to stabilize already our business in Europe? Because we are sitting in Europe and we know people better than people from outside. So how can you overcome the fear of being rejected?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I'm glad Maris Roman asked this question: how can you simple? You just keep if you keep getting rejected day by day for I'll tell you within the literally within a few months you will get over. I think it's not about how you're gonna over the fear. You can never overcome the fear. The fear is always going to be there. Okay, the fear is always going to be there. You can't really overcome the fear, because it's like doing a bungee jump. The fear is always going to be there. You can't overcome the fear. Your adrenaline is always going to pump when you try to talk to people. You won't over, but you need some courage. That's why you need a big why, because if you don't have a big why you do this business, then eventually you're just going to go, you know what, it's not worth it. Okay. So it's not about overcoming the fear. It's about walking with your fear together. You have to walk with your fear. You're gonna get scared. That's fine. You're gonna be in a very, very awkward, very bad situation that a lot of us been there. You're gonna get to places when people ask you, oh, so what do you do? Then you said, oh, I'm doing this product called ASEA, and people say, oh, very interesting. Tell me about it. And you start going out with this network marketing business, and the next thing you know, and people just shut their mouth up, and people just don't talk to you anymore. And you get things like that. That's fine, and just take a deep breath. That's okay. You get people like that. Don't get. I think being rejected is the most. I think when you look at rejections, it's more about emotion status. It's not about rejection itself. It's you sometimes you get humiliated. Humiliation is one of the biggest cause, okay, for we don't like to be rejected. It's just, I constantly look at the books about rejections and how to handle those, and you look at it. Rejection is something that as a human being is one of the most hardest emotion that we try to get across, because it's like marriage. When marriage breaks down, it's usually because one side that feel being rejected by the other side. Okay, so this is where humiliation comes in, and people don't, just as a human being, you don't like it. So the fear of being rejected is always there, and you just have to you just have to have some courage. It's just like hope. I usually just the second question is like and how to when you say being overcome, I don't overcome the rejection, the fear. I just walk with that, and I just hope for the minimal. So I hope for nothing. This is one thing you have to remember. When you approach people, you need to hope for nothing. The bigger the hope, the bigger the disappointment you're going to get, and the bigger the humiliation you're going to feel. Okay, hope for nothing. You're just going to talk to people. As I said, you have to build up this natural kind of ability in your mind, in your head. You just want to know that culture. You want to know that story. It's not about you. Okay, if you want to cut through into a conversation, if you want to penetrate let's say a circle, a group of people, you don't do the talking. You actually listen. You ask the question. You actually listen and try to understand that culture. If you ask the right question, and I can tell you that a lot of times rejection is not hard to. It's not hard. It's just you get used to it, and the more you get used to the rejection, the more you know how to handle your own feeling, and the better you will be. Yeah. Do I use social media, and if so, how to expand other countries? Okay, the social medias, I don't do too much on social media. Lately, one of my challenges is to do Facebook. Because my English is actually not very good on spelling. I do a lot of wrong spelling. And I do, it's bring the first question, like, humiliation, the rejection. I sometimes I put on a post, I just think the first thing when you post something on the social media, the first very reaction I sense myself is always, if I put the wrong English, if I put the wrong post, is people going to laugh at me? Is people going to be not like my post, then it starts, you know, at the beginning it takes a little bit of practice. Then I just say, look, I'll talk to myself, David, I'll just do it. If I don't do it, I'm never going to get good at it. All right, I'll just do it. So I start doing a bit Facebook. I'll do some YouTube, because to help the Chinese community in ASEA to understand better about the product. And I do a lot of WeChat. WeChat is one of the predominantly social media. It's I think it's over 10. I think it is over 1 billion people on this planet, more than Facebook, that are using WeChat. WeChat is the very greatest tool for network marketing, and that it is very hard to start. It's nothing. It doesn't work like Facebook and WhatsApp. But once you know how to work on the WeChat, it opens another door. I have a diamond in Sydney, and she becoming diamond. She's a single mother, no friends. She doesn't know anybody when I first approach her. She does not know anything about network marketing, and the only thing she has is she knows how to do a dumpling, and she knows how to she knows WeChat. I said, well, just do a group on the WeChat and having a dumpling group. I said, just inviting people to your house, and yeah. So that's how I started with WeChat. So this is one of the really good tools. Then if people want to ask me, yeah, I like that. And somebody just said, walk with the fear. Yes, that's yeah, that's very good explanation of walk with fear. Play with the fear. You know, you gotta go out and play with the fear. That's okay. Nobody, you know, end of the day, I think I just often, how I convince myself, I say, look, if I fail, if this person says no, or if this person says, bug off, whatever, by end of the day, it doesn't really, for me personally, I don't lose anything. All right, I'm not going to see this person again. That's okay. I'm not going to, ask too much. So sometimes I think it's very important that don't overestimate your yourself. And sometimes we all think ourselves is very important. And if you get rejected and people knows and laughing, but sometimes just put yourself lower. Just, think I just think that I have nobody. I'm a very ordinary person, and I'm not there to impress anybody. But so by end of the day, if that person says no, if that person says yeah, and that's pretty please write the name of their social media. It is that we can share. Yeah, it's called WeChat. Yeah, somebody already wrote it. It is very, very strong Chinese social media. Yeah, so like I met somebody in Malaysian airport. So the story is there was a day 2 challenge. So I had to talk to 2 people. So I had to set an example for my team. I said I'm going to talk to 2 complete strangers that have never seen me before. I don't know anything about them. I'm going to try to approach them, not just to know them, actually approach them with ASEA. So on my way from the hotel to the Malaysian airport, to the Penang airport, and I was on the taxi, and I started talking to this taxi driver, and that was 6:30 in the morning. I was very tired. I was like, oh, I can't do this day 2 challenges, too hard. But I'm sitting there, I'm just kind of feel that I need to kick myself in the butt a little bit. So I start talking to the cab driver, and he started responding, and he's like, I just retired. I'm like, wow, it just hit me. I'm like, he just retired. He said, I said, do you drive taxi or do you drive? He actually drive Grab. It's one of like an Uber. So I said, do you drive Grab for full time to make money? He's like, no. He's like, I got my wife. My wife is pretty sick. I need to take care of my wife and make some money just for retirement. I said, wow, how are the chances? I say, I'm actually in the health sector, and I'm actually bring a new product into Malaysia, can help many people. I said, would you like to know? He's like, yep. After that, I didn't tell him anything about the product, nothing. We just took the ride and get to the airport. I said, here's my business card. And he added me on the WhatsApp. Then we start talking, and he said that he wants to see me when I go back in February. Yeah, so something like that. It's just like sometimes you just have to, WhatsApp is a very good way, because you don't want people to know, if you don't want people to know your private life, you can use WhatsApp. How many people have signed up in Penang? I think the total Malaysian team, I think not just my team, I think the total number is I'm pretty sure it's over 1,000 people already in 2 months' time. It's been growing quite big. I'm not exactly accurate, but my estimate is probably over 1,000 people already. In Penang, there's probably about 200-300 people in Penang already that already being signed up. So yeah, then I was sitting there. Then I got off. Then I got off the Grab. Then I went walk inside to check in. And after I checked in, I went to McDonald's, right? And I'm like, hey, you know, I'm sitting. I'm waiting in the queue. I'm like, you know, I was thinking if I get on the airplane, I'm going to feel really tired. I'm going to sleep. Then I'm probably just not going to make this two-person challenge. So there's a lady waiting behind me getting coffee. While we're waiting coffee, you know, I just smiled at her. I just give her a very nice, you know, morning smile. And she smiled me back. And it was very crowded in the airport, McDonald's. And so pretty much got the coffee at the same time. And I just said, oh, do you want to share a table? And we just sat down. Then we just had a random chat, and she added me on the WeChat. And on the WeChat, I can actually see the she's actually is one of the very, very big team leader of one of the biggest Chinese e-commerce platform. Just like that. And she added me. I said, look, next time I'm coming back to Penang in 5 weeks, I said, let's have a coffee catch up. I said, maybe you can help me to you know, to get some product into Malaysia in Penang. Let's talk about business opportunity. I think this is very, very important that you need to focus on the opportunities and the health, not actually the product explaining redox. And nobody wants to listen. Trust me, no one wants to listen to you to explain about redox. Okay, not even a diamond from Asia probably want to listen to you to explaining the redox. So yeah. And what's that? Okay, I got people. I cannot see the answers, only the questions. I'm not sure. Okay, we haven't got any, like we were just talking about. Oh, okay, WeChat. Yeah, WeChat. So it's WeChat if you can't see it. It's one of the greatest tools for you to connect with Asian people. You need to start very slow. WeChat does not work like it doesn't work like Facebook. So you have to build up your circle slowly. But once built up, it will expand in a phenomenal way. You pretty much will not run out prospect. There's a lot of prospect on the WeChat you can get. Yeah. So yeah. Any more questions?
And
I haven't really talked.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah, go ahead.
Time is flying. So actually, David will be physically present in Lyon. Even 2 days before the event. So really hopefully that all of you can go to Lyon to meet David in person. And one more time that we have still few tickets to be booked. So last chance for the last attendee. So please think about ticket booking. And hopefully that the event will be very, very successful, and you can ask all the questions that you will have from here to the event to David in person directly. And from my side,
yeah, you can ask me.
Yeah, from my side, really,
I just want to answer. Actually, if I got a couple of minutes, Chloe, I just want to answer the last question. It's quite important. It says, do you not sell the products? Is it okay to use the funnel to sell ASEA? Now, it is crucial. You have to remember, do not sell the product. You can't, nobody wants to buy your product. People don't really want it. People don't need your product. Okay. I mean, come on, as much I love this product, this is probably one of the best products, but no matter what, people don't buy the products from you. People just not interested in the morning at the airport or whatever. People just not going to buy interest to buy your product. Okay. Talk to them. You need to ask the right questions. But what people buy is the opportunity. What people buy health. They buy health. They buy the business financial opportunities. They don't buy the products. Product is the tool. This is a tool that's going to help you to build your platform, to build your team. But this is not the weapon. This is not the weapon of your choice. Okay, you can't just take an ASEA out and try to ask people, say, hey, $50, $40 buy. That doesn't work that way. You're gonna get a lot of rejection that way. Okay, do not sell your products. Okay, you gotta ask the right questions. Tell them the company's future. Tell them, it's like buying company stock. You need to know the company 100% of what they do, the product, that's right. But to buy the stock, one most important part, you have to look the future of this company. People buy the futures, okay? People buy your future. People buy the company future. People bet their life on the company's future. This is what we're doing here. Okay, that will be all.
Very good, very good. So thank you so much. Myself also, I wrote down some notes from what David has shared, such as be confident with a CEO, be confident also with yourself. And I like very much one thing that David shared, identify the reason why for you to do the business. So actually, for me, those are the principal key points that I have noted. Again, thank you so much. And let's say meet you guys again in Lyon and in a couple of weeks. So see you soon.
Yes, see you guys in Lyon. Make sure you make it. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We'll have
and have a wonderful day ahead.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.